Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are building a university student house in the world of Britchester. And the reason that I was building this house is because I'm currently playing with a legacy family. And I'm on generation 7, I think it is. And in my storyline, there were 4 siblings and they were all going to university at the same time. But they were going to different universities, and 2 of them were going to Britchester, 2 of them were going to Foxbury. And in the game, it's quite hard for you to, not hard, but the dorms and the regular student housing are set up for certain universities. So you can either go to the Foxbury dorms or you can go to the Britchester dorms, and then the same for their student housing. And I really wanted them to live together, one because I just wanted to get university out of the way with. And secondly, because I just think it'd be really nice for them to live together and sort of enjoy university life at the same time. So I decided to build my own house in just on like a residential lot in Britchester and sort of turn it into a student house, but just for the 4 of them. And I thought I'd share it with you because I really liked the end result, and I just thought it was like a nice one to share. I don't often share the houses I build for my legacy sims, but I just thought it would be a nice thing to share, and that's what we're doing today. So at the moment we're just working on the exterior. I used a reference photo for this for the outside, so um quite liked that it had the balcony, it had some uh used some half walls instead of just fencing the whole way round, and I tried to make sure it fit in with the world around it. So that's why I sort of used brickwork and then the siding, is that what you call it, down the bottom. I just wanted to make sure that it really fit in and it didn't feel out of place in the world of Britchester. And I think I've done okay with that. I think it does fit in with the world around it. Um, I don't very often build in Britchester. I feel like that's a regular theme. I keep building in places that I don't normally build in. Um, but I really enjoyed this. I also have been playing in this house for the last week or so, and actually it's just a really nice house. So definitely has enough room for them. They're throwing some like university parties in there, and there's been enough room for everyone. I sort of add later on a keg stand outside. Keg stand, keg. I'm not sure what you call that, but I've added a keg outside, and it just meant there was some nice outdoor areas for them, and yeah, I personally really enjoyed it. So hopefully you will too as we go along. So working on the downstairs area now, I wanted it to feel pretty open. So I've kept the kitchen, living room, and dining area all fairly open with like one kind of wall divide it, but it's still pretty open. And I'm really pleased with how that turned out. I just wanted it to feel like it's not the biggest house, and sometimes when you have a more open plan layout, it just makes it feel a bit bigger rather than all being very boxed in. So hopefully that sort of comes across. I then gave them a little downstairs bathroom and a laundry room as well, so they could keep all their clothes clean. And then upstairs we end up having 4 bedrooms, so each of the siblings has their own bedroom, and then there's 2 bathrooms. So it's a fairly nice space, really. It's not, as I say, it doesn't feel too small. It definitely feels like they all have enough space and they have their own personal space as well. I know that doesn't really matter in The Sims, but it mattered in my mind when I was playing this. So um yeah, I was really pleased with how this worked out. So at the moment I'm sort of trying to push myself to build outside of my comfort zone. So as I said earlier, it's kind of becoming a bit of a theme that I'm building houses in places where I haven't built them before. But I'm actually really enjoying it. So I feel like it's making building a bit more interesting for me. I've definitely been guilty of using the same furniture, building in the same places, building the same style of houses. And what I've been trying to do lately, especially for this YouTube channel, is just building in places that I don't normally build, sort of challenging myself to play around a bit more with what I am building. And I've been really enjoying it. So hopefully that comes across as well in the videos, and you can sort of see where I'm trying different things. I still think I'm guilty of using the same furniture. Just think it's hard, isn't it? Like you end up with certain furniture that you love and therefore you use all the time. And then when I'm trying to do different types of builds, so the Tudor mansion that I did a few weeks ago is a great example of this. I hadn't used so many different types of wallpapers and floorings that I ended up using in that build because it went with the theme. And I ended up using so many different things that just ended up now some of those things are pieces of furniture and wallpapers and carpets that I use more often because I just didn't know they existed. And it's very similar with paintings actually. So as you can see, I'm starting to put up some decorations and in the bedrooms. And so many paintings and posters I just never even knew existed. Now that I've sort of started playing around a bit more and actually properly looking through, there are now some paintings that I use all the time because I absolutely love them, but I didn't even know they existed like a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, it's definitely been a good way of sort of broadening my horizons, as you will. Um, so yeah, I've been really enjoying that. So you can kind of see this coming together now. We're going to start working on the outside. As I say, I don't feel like the house felt small at all compared considering you have been trying to put in 4 adult Sims. Um, it didn't feel small to me at all. I did have to lock their bedroom doors because I just found so I put laptops in each of their rooms so they could do their term papers and study for university. And I would just find that they would keep going into each other's bedrooms and using each other's laptops, and then they'd have friends come over, and the friends would just spend the entire time in their bedrooms on their laptop. So I ended up having to lock their doors, um, so that they couldn't do that because it just drove me mad. It was just constant. They just would not stop going on the laptops. So um, I ended up having to lock their doors to stop from being able to do that. I did end up having to reopen a door because one of the bedrooms has the doors to the patio outside, or not the patio, sorry, but the balcony outside. So it meant that only that sim could go to use the balcony. So I ended up having to open up that bedroom, which meant that yet again all the sims went to start using that laptop, especially the guests, but it was fine. So we're coming to the end of this build now. We're just finishing up on some landscaping. I really hope you liked watching this build. I really enjoyed building it. Um, and it was just a quick build that I did after work one evening, but I'm really pleased at how it came together. And as I say, I've been playing with it for the last week or so, and I've really enjoyed it. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Please let me know in the comments if you have any feedback. I always enjoy hearing that, so thank you. And I will see you next week.